too different. Like, yeah, I see people try to imitate the cockpit as much as they can. That's great, but I would say that's mostly on entertainment level. And that's after hairpin. Yeah. After hairpin. And there was a big crash last year, Super GT, right? Like where? Crash, like in, so is it Super GT or I forgot? Super GT or Super 4? Yeah, 130?
Oh, yeah, Super Formula.
Super Formula, oh, okay.
Like for me, also.
Oh, for you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Big crash.
Oh, really?
The puncture.
Oh.
The GT500.
GT500?
Yeah.
Oh.
500 is flat, so 200, maybe 60 to 70 kilometers.
Oh, shit.
And then hit.
Shit. And then puncture and then hit.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Shit.
It was really scary.
At that time, I think, in Motegi, I was 1.5 seconds slower than the GT500 champion. And within that 1.5 second difference, when I talked to the engineer, I figured that the way that I handle traffic is a lot slower, because whenever we encounter a traffic pack, he would just go on. He can get rid of the traffic and just gone. A lot of times I struggle behind the traffic, the solo traffic, or the ST3, ST4, ST5 cars. So I work on a lot of traffic management after that. So basically in Suzuka, I finally turned on AI on iRacing and then just run multi-class racing. Try to think about where I can pass, how close can I get to the different car, because in real life, people are a lot more aggressive. You'll be surprised that people in real life are a lot more aggressive than sim, because in sim there are a lot of variables. There are like netcode, there are like you need to give a little bit more margin because you don't know what people are doing and you don't know what their background is and you don't know what their experience is. So there are not much trust in between sim racers. But in real life, because everybody have a racing license, they know the fundamental, so they be a lot closer to each other and they're a lot more aggressive. So basically I've been doing that specifically with AI because AI's behavior is a lot more predictable. So you can like dive a little bit deeper, you can like elbow a little bit more, you can also have more close contact with AI as well, because no more netcode. So even you slight touch, it won't be just flying off like what you encounter in normal iRacing lobby, right? So yeah, I focus on traffic a lot. That's one thing. And also I focus on starting because I don't know whether engineer will put me in the start again. So I practice a little bit more on starting so that I kind of know that what's going on with the starting procedure, what I need to focus a little bit more specifically to GT3. So yeah. Yeah, I went out around like early afternoon. What? Love it. Yeah. Yeah, I really do love Suzuka. It's a very awesome track. You have driven it before, have you?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah. I don't know, because you haven't driven Motegi and haven't driven Top.
Yeah, but Suzuka from Gino.
Yeah, that's true.
All the big races come to this.
Yeah. So the pickup is another thing that the biggest difference between real life and simulation. Even though a lot of software has done a good job, like even Gran Turismo have it, like loose of grip in the marbles, but it's still not exactly the same, because how the tire lose grip in the marble is that when you pick up a patch of marbles, the rest of the tires still have grip. It's just that when you hit that patch, it's suddenly lost grip. So the way that you lose grip, it's quite sudden, and it'll make a huge vibration. It's not just like tiny little vibration, a huge vibration. The whole car will actually hopping a little bit. And I don't think any of the simulator has that kind of simulation yet. Also, not only that, but knowing that you have pickup on your tires, you actually have to purposely push a little bit harder in order to scrub it off so that the marble won't stay on the tires forever, because as it accumulates, you'll lose more and more and more and more grip, and you'll definitely struggle later in the stint. So the moment that you pick up rubber, we call it OPR, other people's rubber. The moment that you pick up OPR, you definitely need to scrub it off ASAP. And especially in endurance racing, a lot of times that when you're passing slower car, you have to run offline. For sure, that scrubbing off the old rubber is a skill set that I have to practice for the first 2 or 3 races.
The nervousness comes from just a bit too much brake.
Just too much brake? That's basically all it is.
Yeah.
Damn. 車啦，好似 iRacing，冇 grip 啊，再甩多少少，bias 再甩多少少，甩多少少。The steering wheel is doing quite well as well. Like whether Moza or Magic or Cube, all those brands, they did a good job on the force feedback. So there are still some information over there, but that's the fundamental difference between real life driving and sim racing, is that sim racing, you need to use your limited information to expand and in your mind to give the full picture of what the car is doing. Versus that in the real car, you need to intake all the sensories, intake all those feelings, and then translate that into your brain with a very crucial information to make judgment at that moment. I think that's the biggest difference between sim racing and yeah, like as long as you understand that, you know that it's not about real or not. It's basically about how you take care of your information. Like whether you need to subtract it and find the right information, or you need to expand your information. That's basically what it is. I think iRacing did a better job in modeling most of the cars and tracks. After even driving the real GT3, I think they're very close. When I first jumped onto the car, I'm not too familiar with the car. I would say that, oh my god, they feel almost exactly the same. But as my seat time in GT3 ramped up a little bit more and understanding a little bit more setup behind GT3, there are some differences between the GT3 race car and the iRacing model. I wouldn't say that it's catastrophically bad or something. I don't think any sim model are catastrophically bad, but it's just that some of the very last couple percent that is just missing, like the characteristic of the car is just not captured a little bit wrong. I don't know whether it's the model translation or whether it's like a little bit different data, or maybe it's using a little bit different part, because remember that in a real race car, the different race team use different brake pads. They use slightly different parts here and there, so they're never identical. There's nothing identical.
I felt that, but still find out the get I don't know how ground change. No, it felt different, but we should do like care to the career. Then it was if I go then while I
Test at FCY in the process, because it's silly mistakes that can cost us a good result.
What happened in Suzuka is that I got emotional in between stints.
33番クラフトバンブーレーシングメルセデス AMG GT3
さあグリーンとなりました。エネオススーパー耐久シリーズ2024エンパワードバイブリヂストン第5戦鈴鹿 S 対5時間レース。
A previous stint that some of the choices that we made wasn't the greatest, so it forced us that the moment that I come out of the pit, we almost got lapped by one of the cars. So for me, that of course I'm trying to follow to the car in front of me. However, that sometimes the traffic is weird. They let one car go, they don't let the second car, even though we're bumper to bumper. It got me frustrated a little bit, so I got a little bit emotional at the end that I overused the rear axle a little bit to a point that the rear axle is not coming back to me anymore. So I was like sliding all over the place, like sliding with an angle into spoon and sliding everywhere. So it was a really, really bad moment. The key point is that, okay, I need to focus on, conserving the tires a little bit more. Try not to over push the car a little bit more. At the same time, that trying to learn how to manage my emotion a little bit more. So I even focus a little bit more on my pace, focusing on a little bit my consistency without too much interference. If you like our video, please like, share, and subscribe our channel. If you don't like our video, you can feel free to comment below with all of your hatred. And please follow our Instagram at Axon Simulator or Axon Motorsport. And if you really want to try our service, please come to one of our locations, 2 in Vancouver, 1 in Taiwan. Fuck!